Just got like a little makeshift weigh-in station here for the new ELyte 150 Evo. So it's got 250 watt-hour range extender on it, 400 watt-hour battery, same frame as last year. So let's see what it weighs. Get the nose on there. Right, hold the door up. 22.3 kilos.
What are you saying to that?
SL? I'm not so sure. Definitely, but it is full power now. I'm in the Forest of Dean meeting with Sam Shucksmith, who is the e-bike enduro national champ. Actually, no, he's one of the engineers at Whyte.
The most important point of this bike compared to the SX version is that all the weight that's been added actually lowers the centre of gravity.
Okay.
So you add the range extender in there, has zero effect on the centre of gravity.
So what I should say, Callum, with the weight on this bike is it's got a double down case and rear tyre, an Exo Plus front, so they've up-spec the tyres on the bike, so that's going to add a bit of weight too. But I think it's a good thing because this bike can razz. It's real important with the tyre spec because it's one area where brands really try to skimp to save weight. And so this bike's got a double down on the rear. It's a DHR2, but it's also in a 2.5 inch width. So I think that's new for this year, which is pretty cool. One of the things I really like about this bike is you got the range extender down here, and normally you have to choose between a water bottle or a range extender. But on this bike, with fill lock, it should, in theory, just go straight in. It's pretty sweet, isn't it? Why don't you get the rest of your kit on?
Yeah.
And then we'll go out and see if that's the case, right? Oh, Sam's got the gears set up backwards as always. Stick it and boost, Sam, come on. Full power e-bike.
Like a jump in the MTB and boost.
Yeah, totally. This is my first ride on the new CX motor, yeah. Yeah. So Sam's already sick of me moaning about like his gears, his axis gears being backwards, so we're going to change that now.
You wired the wrong way.
No, you've got it backwards, man, because come on. Normal shifter, the bottom paddle shifts up the cassette, not down. But this motor is noticeably more quiet than the one Callum's on the original SX motor.
Yeah, I think one of the main improvements is like improved efficiency, less drag, and a quieter motor.
Oh man, keeping up with the flipping enduro national champ isn't that easy. Oh, Sam knows where he's going. Whoa, that's not the line! Jesus! Gotta keep up, Sam. Okay, Sam.
Yep.
First thing I noticed down there, and I know this bike pretty well, I've just been testing it, but I know the SX equipped bike pretty well.
Yeah.
That's my first run on this one. There's no clatter when you're coasting.
Yeah, that's another update on the new Bosch. They kind of acknowledged that on the previous motors you would get a bit of kind of backlash when the chain tugs on the chainring, and they say that's something they've eradicated by some changes to gearing.
Oh, Sam's in the leaves, so I'm expecting, whoa! I'm expecting the suspension to feel real good on this track, because I know Sam has data logged it 1,000,000 times. Whoa, that's loose! Oh man, he knows the lines. Oh, outside the route! Whoa! Whoa! Totally dropped me.
Ridden that track a few hundred times.
We more like 1,000.
No lines.
More like 1,000, right? Yeah, blowing a bit. I'm working hard down there. Just trying to keep up with a guy that's like way faster than me.
It's like his last time I rode with you at Surrey Hills, you were faster than me.
I know, I know that. I've ridden that 1,000,000 times, right?
Yeah.
One thing I noticed down there is I love these Hope Tech 4 brakes.
Yeah.
Because I've not been riding these brakes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not used to the power on them. I mean, like they've got modulation, but man, they're also really powerful, right? So if I'm sort of stabbing them a bit and the bike's destabilizing.
Yeah.
I mean, Is there anything I should do with the setup to change that, or?
So you got the green race pads in there, which are super, a really strong bite.
Okay.
I'd recommend the purple e-bike pads.
Okay.
They, pretty sure they come in the box with the bike, as well as another compound, I think, like the general sintered compound.
I think this bike is just like a kind of, you know, power hour shredding bike. Okay. People that want to just get loose on a really agile, light bike. So we haven't gone overboard with displays or anything. Like on my bike, my personal bike, I didn't even have a shifter. So you haven't got anything on the handlebars. You took the Bluetooth remote off? Well, it wasn't exactly intentional not to have it, but I don't miss not having it. I know, okay, I know what's happened. You've crashed, Sam, exploded it, and now you don't have one, is that correct? No, that's not. That's not the truth, but probably just when I swapped over the bike. You forgot it? You forgot it? My real concern is knowing what mode I'm in and how much battery I've got left.
Yeah.
And this display tells you both. So.
Yeah, everyone's got their own preferences, but for this kind of bike, it's all about performance, being lightweight, get the centre of gravity where it needs to be. To
I
maximise
like
the
your
agility.
cockpit actually without the controller. That's
we
pretty
haven't
cool.
kind of, you know, gone all out on the displays, but you know, if you want to customise it, get a display, link it up to this head unit, then that's easy to do. For racing, I never shift the mode during the stage. Kind of get that sorted out before, but yeah, I use different modes maybe for different stages, or you know, climbing stage, depending on the grip level.
And maybe how long it is, right? So you're worried about battery and range too, right?
Well, if you're looking at the actual race stage, it depends. Yeah, probably on grip level as to if you can manage turbo, then stick it in turbo. If you're going to struggle with the grip, then maybe go in a slightly more forgiving mode. But yeah, on transitions, it depends how long it is, how steep it is. You'd be sure when you're just riding up a fire road, it'd be changing mode if I feel you need to, but I'm never kind of in a position on a technical trail or a descent or a technical climb where I think, oh, I need to change mode. You've got the please everybody cable routing and then the please nobody cable routing option here too, if someone wants to do it. Yeah, exactly. If you want to run it through the headset, you've got that option. If you want to run it through the side of the frame, the option's there as well. I'm really happy you run it through the frame as standard. Yeah, I mean, Sam is so diplomatic, right? You could be a politician, man. Come on, like, I mean, like, would you want to work on a bike where the cables went through the headset? No, that's why. So I'm so pleased to swap the gears, Sam. Yeah, my bottle's vibrating. Sam's just dropping me. So Sam, at the beginning you said like this bike's got like a lower center of gravity. Yeah. And I mean, I think it's amazing having like the modular system and having the range extender so low, because I rode a Canyon Spectral on with a 720 battery, and then I rode it with big 900. And I noticed having that extra weight up behind the head tube instantly made the front end feel low when I swapped batteries. So what I had to do is I had to change my suspension settings, and then I couldn't really feel the difference. But with this, you sort of saying I can take the range extender off and put the range extender on, and I won't really notice any difference. Yeah, because it's central, right? Yeah, that's kind of, we kind of believe that center of gravity is like foundational, fundamental component of like the design of the whole bike. So at the outset of this bike, we knew that it was going to be used with the range extender and without, and we wanted to make sure that when you added the range extender, it didn't like negatively affect the ride experience in any way. So having it low and having it centered is the best way to do that, right? Yeah, even though you're making the bike heavier, it's kind of like rotational inertia isn't affected. Okay. So you can still lean the bike from left to right almost as easily with the same amount of force, which means you can change direction at the same speed, the same rate, even though the bike's, you know, a little bit heavier. So you get that kind of extra planted feel with the sprung to unsprung mass ratio. Like tracking in a straight line, the bike feels super plush, super smooth and planted, but you can still just change direction like you can on a lighter bike. Different. But Sam, you've also got 2 geo settings, right? Yeah. Like you've got a high and a low. How do you achieve that with the shape of link? You don't need a different link for that, right? No. So just to change geometry, I think it's about 10-12mm on the bottom bracket height and 0.6 degree head angle, slacker or steeper, depending on which way you go.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, it's a eccentric bushing in the lower
The
shock eyelet.
You're not doing the road gap. Cool, good. Don't drag me off it, because oh, hold on. Gosh. Okay. I know you said they're not like huge differences in the geometry, but we just flipped the geometry, did that trail. I just found my weight distribution. It's in like a way better place in the low slack setting.
Okay.
What setting do you run?
Well, I just looked at my notes actually. And
Oh, I thought you were texting when you had your phone out.
I've
Okay.
been riding it in the high setting recently actually.
Oh,
So the
okay.
last race I did, the national in Minehead, I had it in the high setting.
Is that the,
Right now though, I've got it in the low setting. So
okay, so you swap. So you swap.
I guess I use both. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is,
So what? Why would
good, I
someone
guess.
like? I mean, I think it's like one of the things that's really kind of critical with this new, because it's got the new CX motor.
yeah.
It opens up climbs that you probably wouldn't tackle on the SX equipped bike.
Yeah.
I think so. So for anyone that wants to do kind of trialsy, techie climbs too, like having the high setting is a really good option, right?
Yeah, I think it just puts your weight a bit further forward, so you don't have to like be
Pulling onto the stem.
grabbing forward
Yeah.
so much, and you can be in a more neutral position but still get traction on the front and back wheels. But yeah, it just gives a different character, doesn't it?
Is this uphill flow, Sam?
I don't know, you have to ask Bosch.
There's a trail in here, is there? Ooh, what can I say about the new Whyte ELyte? Hey Sam, what's this bike's full name?
It's the Whyte ELyte Evo Stag Works.
What's Stag Works?
Stag Works is like the top level, so
Okay.
it's above Works. Stag Works is like a kind of a limited edition, kind of almost like a development bike, but that hits production kind of thing. Like a,
So a bit like S-Works?
what's that?
What's that? I love it, I love it. Okay, so that's the full name. But what really, like I think Sam and Whyte have nailed it with this bike. You've got the modular battery system, so you can have the 250 watt-hour range extender on or off. It doesn't affect the handling. The suspension feels really good. And I think just having the CX motor with the full power just means you can go places and do things you couldn't do with the SX. And like the real thing for me though is also that the bike is quiet. The motor doesn't clatter when you're freewheeling. They've got grippy, strong tires on it. They've got powerful brakes. I mean, it looks mint. You can have a water bottle and the range extender. Geometry adjusts. I mean, it's got pretty much everything you want. It's not a cheap bike, but it's a really, really capable bike.